Good morning. Have a beautiful and blessed day, everyone, especially to our instructor, Ma'am Lomena Yap Mori. We are the fourth presenter and the fifth group reporters of this class. I'm Cara Catherine Tutor, together with the group member Miss Turigi, Mr. Soyman, Miss Santos, and Miss Sabado. And our topic to be tackled in this video was all about the credit analysis. Credit analysis is a pressing and compelling need to conduct a proper and true analysis and evaluation of credit risk of applicants for credit. Scope of credit analysis, a financial analysis for complex process. Financial analysis is a part of the complete process known as credit checking or credit granting. In credit analysis, we must include the credit information. Credit information gathering of all information about the applicant. So it is consist A and B from internal sources. Personal interviews means initially started when a prospective borrower applies for a loan. The other one is ocular inspection, an interview with the seeker. So example, the basic information such as like your name, what is your name, address, telephone number, then TIN, SSS, GSIS, place of residence, employer, and business. It must be important in gathering all information of the applicant. Credit score is also an example of credit information. So here in Philippines, maybe there are some banks or sources of credit uses credit score. But in America, credit score is very useful because there, if you have a good and high credit score, you have a chance to borrow money. Then many banks offer you a credit cards. So you have also a chance to have a job, rent apartment, and having an affordable insurance. So those I mentioned was very important in our daily lives, right? Then it means that if you have a good and high credit score, you are very responsible in handling your money. So, you can be trusted to pay what you owe in time. In credit analysis, we must also include the financial statement, which is very important. So, especially in the financial or in money matter, financial statement must be there and it is needed. So, financial statement describe as presentation of financial data from accounting records. From the word accounting records, it means income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. In financial statement, it is consist of reliability and interest of commercial banks. First, reliability aims to ensure that all transactions, events, and business activities presented in the financial statement is reliable. So, the values of these statements supporting application of loans filed with commercial banks varies directly with the degree of confidence to loan officers. So, example, the sales orders, purchasing receipts or purchase receipts, and invoices, canceled checks, banks information or bank statements, and many more. So, the other one of financial statement was the interest of commercial banks. So, commercial banks are interested in the accuracy and reliability of the various financial statements. So, customers' deposits, the banks provide the capital to make these loans. Example that loans are mortgage, auto loans, business loans, and personal loans. So, accuracy means the precision and corrections or correctness of financial information recorded and reported in an organization financial statement. Above all, in order to know what is credit analysis, first, we should understand the process of borrowing or lending money. Second, we explore the job of a credit analyst and their main employees. Third and lastly, discuss the ways of credit analyst conducts analysis on a person or a company. The job of a credit analyst is to assess the risk of making a loan to an individual or to a business. That means they spend a lot of time analyzing financial risk and looking of financial statements. So, for example, a credit analyst may perform an analysis of a company history using historical financial statement. The analyst will look at the company's margins, the trends, and calculate ratios to access how much they think the company can borrow, or even an individual. So credit analysts need to manage all of the financial information that goes into the credit application and fill out all.
Good morning everyone, especially to Ma'am Lumena Yap More and together with my group mates. My topic for today is about major functions and responsibilities of the credit department. Profitability. It is measured by the success of a business in maintaining and increasing the owner's equity. The nature and amount of earnings as well as their regularity and trend are all significant in this appraisal. Liquidity. It is gauged through the ability to return checks due to insufficiency of funds. In fact, the credit file will give a good picture of the true standing of applicant with respect to previous borrowings, amounts involved, and the time of payment. Trade reference. As a standard practice, the credit granting concern generally requests the loan applicant that it be furnished with a list of the banks and business firms with which the applicant has business dealings at the moment as well as those with which it has dealt within the past. Banks' own records. It is scarcely necessary to point out the fact that the bank always keeps records of whatever transactions it has with its customers. From such records, through a proper study, the bank is able to ascertain the average balance kept on deposit by the applicant as well as cases involving subject applicants together with a degree of promptness of repayment and many others. Salesmen as sources of credit information. The salesman is in a favored position if properly instructed to collect an immense wealth of information about the applicant which perhaps is scarcely available elsewhere. He can do this through conversation and questioning of the applicant. Sometimes even gossip could be of some help. As a keen observer, he can evaluate the importance of the location of the business firm, the methods employed, whether ethical or unethical, and its reputation in the community where it operates. Market Research Department. While not many companies maintain its own markets research department, nevertheless, in cases where they do, such a department could provide a good source of credit information. This is due to the observation that research men engage in the collection of needed information enjoy a certain latitude of freedom from any bias or prejudice. Indeed, they are trained to size up the merchant's store, his method of conducting business and others with absolute impartiality. Credit agencies. By definition, a credit agency may be described simply as that company which gathers and distributes information about the credit position and individuals. Firms and corporations. Generally speaking, Two types of credit rating agencies by be noted. Agencies that provide credit information with regard to businessmen and companies. B. Agencies that provide credit information with regard to individual purchasers. Credit Management Association of the Philippines. The Association of Credit Men Incorporated came into being through the joint efforts of some 26 credit men years later in 1961. The association became affiliated with the National Association of Credit Management, keeping this position for the next 10 years. The NACM has its headquarters in New York and is the parent organization of state and local credit associations throughout the United States. In 1967, it assumed its present name, Credit Management Association of the Philippines, in consonance with the growing recognition and increasing demands and responsibilities of the credit profession. CMAP, which starts for Credit Management Association of the Philippines, for short, is composed of more than 200 members, companies from the banking, trading, manufacturing, financing, and insurance. Services offered by CMAP. CMAP offers the following services. 1. Quarterly Survey of Credit and Collection Bureau. Member companies are surveyed by the association office every quarter of the year for their individual comparative experience on the collection situation between two succeeding quarters, that is, whether collection has become easier, tighter, or unchanged. Reasons which account for the situation. B. The company's prevailing terms of sale, equivalent days billing of trade receivables, and ratio of bad debts to gross credit sales for a period ending the particular quarter under review. And C. Aging of receivables. Number 2. Listing of overdue accounts. This is a periodic activity in which member companies provide the association with names of accounts overdue. The standardized terms of the reporting company. The accounts submitted are consolidated. Number 3. Listing of court cases. This is a compiled listing of court cases in the categories of sum of money, replevin, and estafa filed in the different courts within the cities and towns of Metro Manila. Number 4. Listing of return checks. Any interested member company may submit a list of account names who have paid by checks and for one reason or another cannot be negotiated or returned by the bank. All accounts names are summarized. Number 5. Listing of corporations and partnership. From available records, a periodic listing of corporations and partnerships registered or dissolved is compiled. Number 6. Ledger interchange. This is an exchange of notes for comparison on experience and opinions extracted from the ledgers of members of accounts selected from time to time for review only by interested and participating.
My topic is all about the basis of credit. Traditional 5 Cs of credit include capacity, capital, condition, character, and collateral. There is no regulatory standard that requires the use of the 5 Cs of credit, but majority of lenders review most of its information prior to allowing a borrower to take on debt. Capacity. Lender must be sure that the borrower has the ability to repay the loan based on the proposed amount and terms, so they lock your capacity to borrow. Capital. Lenders also analyze a borrower capital level, determining credit worthiness. Condition. refers to the terms of the loan itself as well as any economic condition that might affect the borrower. Character refers to the borrower's reputation or record regarding to financial matters. Collateral personal assets pledged by a borrower as security for a loan are known as collateral. Example of credit are car loan, mortgages, personal loans, and lines credit. Preventing frauds on collateral. In order to prevent frauds and abuse in government lending programs, lenders making commercial loan must have access to the data that will allow them to verify an asset's risks from the front end of the lending process through the disbursement of the funds.
Good morning, ma'am, and also my classmates. Good morning. And my topic this morning is all about banking credit system. A banking credit system is a logical to expect that the credit rating system of the one bank may differ from the other insofar it is requirements are concerned. However, their objectives are more or less the same, such as number one, to define the relevant areas of credit, serves as a medium for credit analysis and determine of the credit worthiness. Number two, to provide the bank a uniform yardstick for credit in evaluating all customers intending to avail of its services. Number three, to rank objectively borrowers as well as prospective clients based on an established risk rating scales and accordingly grade the bank's investment portfolio in accordance with various levels of credit worthiness. And number four, to standardize the steps and produce to the follow in the credit ratings process. Next topic is alternative approach to credit ratings. Credit ratings is ordered to provide alternative approach to credit ratings are thus be able to differentiate sufficiently the consideration involved among the varying types of industries and business firms, and two basic approaches are made use of under the credit rating system, and they are approach inward and second is outward approach. Inward approach is a type of approach emphasize a firm financial performance and its asset position as of a specified date. And the second is outward approach. Outward approach, the use of outward approach lays emphasis of industries, condition, plans, forecast, and gender's outlook. And the next is cash flow evaluation. Cash flow evaluation is the inflow and outflow of cash. But the term cash flow is too often used in a very broad sense as such may or may not be held to apply inherently to the flow of the cash. And second, handling credit investigation. Handling credit investigation in case of the bank sources of the loanable funds. It is clearly necessary to state that these serve as a guardians of the capital and credit of the industrial world. And the next is according to Robert Morris Associates, composed of the bank credit main in the United States, has adopted the following principles in handling credits investigation. First is cardinal principles in the credit investigation. And 2. Every letter of inquiry should be indicate in the some definite and conspicuous manner and object of the inquiry. Third, when more than the one inquiry of the same subject is stimulatively sent to the banks in the same city. Fourth, individual consideration by the recipient of the credit inquiry of disgusting marks therein will increase the efficiency of the credit investigation. Fifth, indiscriminate revision of the files regardless of the presence of the note in the market is unnecessary. Sixth is the continued observance of the high ethical principles in the conduct of credit departments. 7. Is not a permissible nor the part of the good faith in, in soliciting accounts from the competitors to seek information from the competitors without frankly stating the objects. 8. In answering, the source of information should be not be disclosed without the permission and letters written in the answer of inquiries. 9. In the seeking of the information, the name of the inquiries is worst behalf. The reference is made should not be disclosed without permission. 10. In answering inquiries is advisable to disclose all the materials facts bearing on the credit of the borrowers to the end that the papers offered in the open market be of the same description as that held by borrowers on bank.
Credit investigation report. All essential facts gathered by other credit investigator regarding to a particular or a business entity are summarized in a formula reported known as the credit investigation report. This report, prepared for 2 to 4 copies depending the nature of the request, usually contain the following information. The following information: brief biographical sketch of the borrower if individual business history is a business firm, a breakdown of a capitalization structure of the firm, a presentation of the latest audited financial statement in a condensed form, a listing of the management principles of the business firm, a credit responsibility reported by the creditors, trade supplies, and other, a court case of litigation per Credit Management Association of the Philippines, the records. The report also contains information as the remain of the subject, address, date that report is prepared, purpose of the report that requesting other department of the bank, revenue by the supervisor of the credit investigation and appraisal section, and copy. 1. Original requesting department. 2. Duplicate loan administration department. 3. Triple credit research and information department files.